Hi, my name is Daudi Mugabi and this is Business Mike episode 42. My guest today is Samson Tusiime. He's the founder and CEO of SchoolPlus, a management system that automates majority of the manual processes in Ugandan schools. In this episode, Samson shares his experience as a tech founder in Uganda as well as the lessons he's learned along the way. All this and more next on Business Mike. Thank you so much, Sam, for joining us today on Business Mike. Could you briefly tell us about yourself and what you do?
My name is, my full name is actually Samson Tusiime. I'm a co-founder of a company called Veritas Interactive. Veritas Interactive is a systems development company based in Kampala. We specialize in development of software for small and medium enterprises. Right now, we have a flagship product called SchoolPlus. It's an information management system for schools in East Africa. It can handle information needs, things that information that a school captures right from kindergarten up to even colleges and universities.
How did you transition to this tech development stuff, particularly the SchoolPlus application? What inspired you to build that one? Was there a challenge that you identified, something you went through, something you saw?
Yes, a brief background. I went to Makerere University Law School.
Hey, law?
Yes. So most of my friends actually were in IT class. I used to hang out around CIT faculty for so long. So I've always loved IT. I've always wanted to be part of this. So after university, I did some work with an agency, a digital marketing agency called Blue Flamingo. From there, to give you a background how I got interested in what I'm doing right now, when I left Blue Flamingo, I joined a company called Clinic Mass International as the business development manager. So my job at that company was supposed to expand the company, get clients, do partnerships, identify new areas which can bring in revenue stream in the company. So when I was around, one of the things that I identified is ICT is coming up in Uganda. People are adapting. They want the solutions to help their businesses processes and then decision making. But there are some places that are neglected. For example, schools. We do have systems for schools here and there, but most of them are not comprehensive to touch most of the routines that happen in schools. And most of how things are done, things are not interconnected. For example, you find the school is being sold a system for inventory. But inventory, of course, has to work with finance. So now, if you're a storekeeper, you're doing your inventory, you're doing things there, you want to make a purchase request through the system, it doesn't connect with the accounting one. Also, another thing that I can give you, for example, is you have people can buy a one standalone system for libraries alone, but it does not connect to how books are being ordered from other departments and things like that. So when we saw this need, I left to start. I did not come from the programming bit, ICT, as I told you. I was able to get a person who did the first bit, but you know how it's very hard to rely on Ugandan developers. So it collapsed after that time. I stayed on. I kept shopping for people around to work with. I trying to sell them a dream that this is a very nascent industry. If we go into it, we may not be going to be the pioneers, but we can change how it works. So that's how I entered the industry.
Right, so basically the challenge was there were softwares out there that could solve particular problems, but there wasn't one that could link all of them together in a way that would make the operations seamless.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
At what stage as an entrepreneur do you know that this program of mine is actually going to make money. Because sometimes you identify a problem and you develop a solution, but maybe not that many people are ready to pay for that kind of solution. So with SchoolPlus in particular, how did you know that, okay, we're onto something here, people are paying, this is a real product that can make us money?
Okay, one of the things is we do not go into doing things without doing a market analysis, or if there is need, because it's a very bad mistake that most people and entrepreneurs do, is assume that you're going to develop something and people will take it. When you haven't identified the need, you haven't talked to the people in the market, what is the need and what benefits or what you're trying to do will save you. For example, I can give you, for example, by having SchoolPlus as how it is right now, first of all, the schools that have been buying these things in bits, like module, you get it all under one seamless platform. When you're building this version that we have, actually in version 3 of SchoolPlus, is we had to go to the market. We interviewed, I think there were 69 schools on what their needs are. Would they adapt a system that works and solves problem X, Y, and Z? And when we came back to model and build version 3, we built the system based on the needs of the schools that we do have here. We did not just wake up and we say, let's just force this system into the throats of these people and they will take it. We try to avoid that. Ours is user centric. And even when you're building even how it should flow and how to put functionalities, you interview and interact with the teacher. One of our schools that we used for this is Hillside Primary. I think arguably one of the biggest primary schools in Uganda. The people that told us, for us, if it is uploading marks, we just want to go on our interface, we just load our class, put marks, save it, is done. Do not complicate things for them, because that is not their duty to get complicated. They want to do their work very easily and get done with it. So that's how we got around with that question.
Obviously, you mentioned that you're not a developer yourself. So what does your team look like? How many members are you, and who does what within the team?
I'm the team leader. Ours is a very small team. I work with a guy called Ochen Paul, who is the core developer of the system. He's a very wonderful and very competent developer. Actually, we have hired 2 people to be doing sales and marketing. It is the beginning of the term, and this is when people are willing to listen to adoption of such technologies. Then we have another person called Colin Rukundo. He also supports product development. Then I have another colleague called Colin Asimwe. But right now, as we speak, as Veritas Interactive, most the 2 do not. They come in on need basis. They do not sit here. But as of now, our team of people who do things every day, like the 9 to 5 job, we are 3 people who help to push things around. And maybe to add on that is where we work from. We get Kancha Street, which they call the Silicon Valley. Sometimes when you feel your team is overwhelmed and there is some set of skill that you might want that is not on your team and you cannot hire, you can walk in any one of the workstations around here or office and you say, I know you're competent in Java, my client needs Java, we need to do this thing in C# or things like that, and they get things done. So that also helps to outsource some simple tasks that we cannot do around here.
Is SchoolPlus, this particular service, with regards to the client paying, is it a one-off payment? Is it a monthly, annual payment? How does it work for the customer?
Now, regarding that is, when we are building a pricing model for SchoolPlus, we wanted to make sure that people can access this technology at the lowest price possible. So we chose to do $1 per child per year. So this means that if you have a school, let me say Kanjicha Primary School, and you have 70 kids, you can bring your $70 for the cloud-based version, and you you use it at $70. This is an evolving product. It's not set in stone, and we believe we still have a lot of things to do. So what happens is when we do a new update or a rollout, your school gets it for free instead of us charging you extra amount of money for an extra feature. Yeah, and that's what it gets you. Then we also have an offline people who want to do network within their school. They don't need to host their data in the cloud. We do have, you can come and set it for you. That one has a flat fee of 5 million for all the modules that you want. But ideally, I don't recommend it because you miss out on those things like I had spoken previously. You do not get regular updates because you're offline, really. And one of the things is there are things that, for example, we have a parents module. We made, like I told you, it involves all stakeholders. Maybe to give you the module's background of what it has. It has accounting, it has human resource management, it has inventory, it has parents, it has academics management, and it has communication. Let me give you, like, for example, if you're a parent and you are maybe outside of Uganda or you're staying in Mbarara, what happens is we encourage our users to use the system as much as possible, put all these things, the transactions in the system. Is if you want to check your child's end of term, you just log on to your parents' dashboard, you go and see how your kid is performing. Also, we track discipline of kids. Do you want to see if your child has had issues with the school? What was the issue and was it action on? So that one, we do have that. And also some other things, like when you're growing up, a parent has to come and get a circular from school to know what is it supposed to say. I mean, what they're saying at school. But here, you can put a notice on a notice board in the system, which is accessible by all users. A parent just needs to log in and looks at what announcement is from there. And it has an access to the school calendar. You can see what events are there and which events necessitate you to participate in. So now, going back, if you're an offline version, you miss out some of those things. And even it makes it hard for the school, because you can generate defaulters list if you're the bursar, and you just send bulk SMSs to all parents. And it sends custom messages. Dear parent X, your son Y is missing. We demand him fees B, please pay by then. Automatically it goes and picks someone's names, the parents, the amount, and when it should be cleared. So that is the downside of having the other version.
Right. At the moment, though, our internet usage across the board isn't very, very high. So your product seems to thrive by having that ability to be something you can access anywhere online.
Yes.
But our internet usage isn't that high. Is this a challenge you face, or are some of the schools expressing that concern?
Yes. Internet use, it is not very that much high, especially for schools that are outside central Uganda. Even in our surveys, there are some schools here, they have internet use for checking email and things like that. And it makes it very hard for the system to work as intended, to be in every department where it is applicable. But there are things that we're looking at, possibly in 2-3 years. Even that is very far. There is no way internet is not going to keep falling the price. When the internet, some of the entry barriers to schools using internet is the cost. If you're paying possibly 120,000 a month of unlimited internet, it will be easier for schools to use this. And that's why we are working with providers to make internet very cheap so that schools can use such systems. But we're also optimistic about the future is people in education and tech. Is we have initiatives like internet.org, this marks Facebook Foundation's initiative of having internet accessible in very many parts of the far-flung parts of the world. We have Google's Project Loon. We have this thing that we have in Kampala for Google that I forget the name.
The fiber.
Yeah, the fiber, but there is, I hope to remember it as we go on. So there are initiatives right now as we speak to make internet very much cheaper, especially for high impact solutions that help how society works. So that even may not take more than 5 years before it is fully blown here in Kampala and across the region.
Right. Tell me, Sam, what's your favorite memory at SchoolPlus?
When you ask me what makes me happy about this journey, is I had to go through all this. I did not give up. I have been called for jobs that when you tell people by that they called me a job of 3.5, 4 million, I turn it down because I have to build this product. I have to be the person to build this product. I have persisted even when your parents call and ask, by the way, Sam, how things are, how far you things? Are you getting money? You're like, money is going to come. It's not yet there. Now, some of them think that I'm obsessed and this thing cannot work. And what's my biggest achievement that makes me happy is we've been able to come from scratch, build a wonderful product that we have right now. And people where we take it, even if we have some people who are using it and not yet paying, right now what we want to do is use, and which is happening. It makes me happy, and seeing other guys who see what you have right now and they say, by the way, you have a nice product now, can we come and invest, we come as venture capitalists? It makes me happy.
So what advice would you give someone who's working on something right now and the future isn't looking bright, but they know that they're onto something really good?
If you're not persistent in this industry of startups and in tech, you're going to be among the other statistics of people who have come up with very good ideas and they just end there. I will tell you, my serious involvement with tech industry in Uganda even goes before I joined SchoolPlus International. I used to go to these hackathons that came here in Uganda. There was one that came from Estonia, the Garage 40i. We spent 4 days in a garage in I think it is MTN's garage around in Tinda. Guys came with very nice products. These things that people are getting excited about of people betting using mobile money, I know these things in finance and tech, things in fintech, things in medical. People came with those ideas in 4 days, they did them. That's where they ended. So one of the things that inspires me is I will not be a statistic of people who try to do something and it failed. So persistence is a key in this industry. Keep getting to know about how the industry works. Interact with people whom you intend to use your products. And there are very many wonderful guys here who were in this industry before maybe if they're young people that who want a word from me. There are guys who can mentor you about these things. I mean, we have wonderful guys that you talk to and ask for advice. And we have one of them is James Makumbi. We sit in the same building as Michael Yitejeka. There is people like Sonia Twines and Kamago Musoke. They want to help and see this industry grow. Also, be consistent. Stay on. Do not give up. Look for mentors to talk to who can help you and guide you. Get to know your market. Do not assume that you're going to build something for the market and they will take it. Identify what their needs are and model your business based on that.
If you had a time machine, so if you could go back and meet yourself as an 18-year-old, you've been giving this advice, people listening, but if you could meet yourself and give yourself a book to read, what would it be? And also, if there's a film you'd like yourself to watch, what would it be?
I would like to recommend the book by Peter Thiel. It is called 0 to 1. Yeah, it's a good book for a person who wants to be an innovator, a person in startup and build something from scratch to something very big. It's a recommendation that I would make.
All right. And what about a film?
It has Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman?
Yeah, with a lawyer guy. He was taken for murdering the wife and he was... It's about prison escape, actually.
Oh, the show.
The Shawshank Redemption.
Yes.
Yeah. How could I forget Shawshank Redemption? Yeah, it's a nice movie. Again, it has this human thing about it. It has wit and how to break from persecution and perseverance. Like that man, he knew he was going to come out of that prison that he is, but he stayed all for those years. He persevered through. Then he broke out and he became a free man. So it's a wonderful movie.
Right. So for anyone that's interested in learning more about what you do at SchoolPlus or any of your other projects, how can they get in touch on social media or our website?
Oh yes, our website is www.schoolpluspro.com. Social media, I mostly use Twitter. My handle is @Samwiri. Samwiri is spelled as SAMWYRI. SAMWYRI for Samwiri. I didn't have the other I for the Y, so it just go like that. Then I can also be emailed at samson@veritasinteractive.co. It's not com, it's not .co.ug, but it is .co. So that is the easiest way of reaching me.
And just to clarify, how do you spell Veritas? That's VEIRITAS. TAS.
Yes,
not TUS. TAS.
TAS.
Right.
Yeah, that is Latin for righteous and truthful. Those, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Sam, for your time today. We've learned a lot about SchoolPlus and entrepreneurship in general. So we wish you the very best on your entrepreneurship journey.
Thank you for hosting me, Daudi, on your show.
Thank you so much for listening to Business Mike today. And if you'd like to listen to more episodes just like this one, simply go to businessmike.com. I would love to hear from you. So if you've got any questions or suggestions about the show, simply drop me an email at daudi@businessmike.com. Thanks again for listening, and until next Monday, take care.